I didn't even hit my other live. I got like 4 screens going on, and I try to time it all with y'all, but yeah, I didn't time it all. So if you would give me some likes on TikTok and give me some likes on YouTube. I mean, and Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. If you would give me some likes, hearts, whatever they allow you to give me, I'll be much obliged, and I will take all of it and have full gratitude of what you have done. And I appreciate y'all. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am Coach Ken Canion, aka the doctor, aka the professor. I often say I am not a doctor because I have a PhD or an MD. I am the doctor because when people come to me, they come to me and in pain, and I help get them out of pain. Janelle, hello from the A. What's up? I'm about that time for me to welcome all of you all for being here. So I'm so grateful to have you this late in this evening. It ain't really that late. Where I'm at is 9:30, but I wanted to, so, I try to come home about 9 or 9:30. So y'all had time to put the kids to bed if y'all have to do that. Finish doing what you have to do so you can spend a little time with the doctor. All right. But before we get into tonight's session, if you would, somebody said, I love you on the show, Machitas. Thank you so much. It's actually called Unfaithful Caught in the Act, but I get it. It is. We do find cheaters. All right. But tonight I want to welcome you. If you would give me your name, first name, and where you're checking in from so I can properly acknowledge you, because you could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me tonight. And so I want to acknowledge you. Let me see if I missed anybody. First, give me your first name. I see y'all saying hello, but I want to get your first name so I know who you are. All right, give me your name. Is that Keisha? What's that? I want to make sure I got that. Where was you from? New Jersey. Thank you. Aisha Taylor from Michigan. Cece from Brooklyn. Nikisha from California. Chan from Columbus, Georgia. In the building. Tina. Who else we got? We got Cynthia from Houston. Thank you. Tina from Ohio. Rachel from Connecticut. Stacy from Michigan. And if I'm missing your name, it's because it's going up fast. Renee from New York. Michaela from Chicago. We got Joyce, North Carolina, in the building. Charlene from Tifton, Georgia. We got Michelle from the A in the building. For y'all don't know, ATL, Atlanta. I did, from the A. All right. Jamie from Nevada in the building. We got, what's that? Zadie from Long Island in the building. Teresa from Pennsylvania in the building. Charles from Milwaukee in the building. What's that? Jenny from 614 in the building. All right. Who else we got? Jamie from Nevada in the building. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for joining me. Come on, Coach. Let's get started. It's past my bedtime. Let's get started. It's past my bedtime. Oh, okay, so I'm going to get started. Somebody says, that's my show, Unfaithful Caught in the Act. Love you and Tammy. Thank you. Tashira, Tulsa, Oklahoma. Charlotte from Milton, Georgia. Angela from the Bay Area. Todd, Wednesday blessings. Thank you, my friend. Thank you so much for joining me. Yes. We'll get started. She got me tickled. Gwen from Louisiana. She like, hurry up, Coach. Let's get started past my bedtime. All right, Indianapolis. Angela from Indianapolis in the building. All right, y'all. All right, so we're about to get started. And as always, I won't be before you very long, but tonight I wanted to talk about something. Have you ever been in a relationship, men or women? Have you ever been, and the relationship could be romantic or not romantic, but in the relationship, inside of the relationship, Hattie is that's my people's there. She always join me. But have you, somebody said I need to talk to you. Can you ask Tammy if I can meet her? now, now, let me tell y'all something. Tammy, you meeting Tammy gonna be tough unless you see us on the street going to get somebody. She don't be outside a lot, but because she working a lot too. She filming. She filming movies, TV shows. She doing her thing, but she's super sweet, super nice person. Everything you see, she is what she is. I love working with her. We have so much fun until she started asking me to go run after somebody. I ain't running after. I told Tammy, I ain't running after no damn body else. I'm sorry. And Lord forgive me. I had to use that to just that one profanity because I ain't doing that. I love Tammy too, but I ain't running after nobody. But anyway, I got bad knees. I tell her that stuff anyway. We got security to do that. All right. What's up, again? Love you. Me and Ricky. Hey, Jessica, thank you so much. Yeah, that show is hilarious. All right, so let's get busy. So this is what I want to talk to y'all about. So I had a conversation with a new client today, and the new client was telling me that, oh no, Hattie, I rarely use profanity now. I mean, just because, not because I won't, because I will, but I just feel like I told God I want to be better. And I've stopped this over the last 8 months, 6, 8 months. I mean, and I think y'all, let me say this. I am a student. I mean, I'm a coach, but I'm a student too. Um, and and the truth is that I believe that we all should be better, that we all have to level up. And part of me being better was I said a lot of people may not hear my message because, every now and then I was using some 4-letter words. Now, and I told God, I said, God, it doesn't mean I love you any less, but the people can't hear me. Some of the people can't hear me because then I know some people don't understand it. Okay, you can still love God and use those words. But for me, I needed to level up. And that is the reason why, y'all, I am very transparent. That is the reason why I teach all my people, everybody can level up. It's not just about someone else being better. It's about you being better. Said it to you had a bad party. Now listen, Hattie, don't get me wrong. I will. I will still give it to somebody. But this is about God. It ain't about me. It ain't about me for real. And sometimes, y'all, you do things for you. I mean, you do things for the betterment of you, not because someone else told you, not because you want to look a certain way, because you have to be authentically who you are. And every change that I make in my life and that I require my students to make or help them to make, it is because they want to be better. And y'all, you all have to want to be better. You got to want to be better. And that leads me to what I want to talk about tonight. And I had a client that came to me. And the client said, I'm in a relationship and I just don't feel heard or seen. I don't feel heard or seen. And I said, well, what do you mean? I said, my person, I have things going on inside of me, but they don't see me. They don't hear me because I'm trying to express myself, is what the person said. I'm trying to express myself, but the other person does not see me. And so tonight, if you ever, it might be your mother, it might be somebody on the job, it might be your partner, it might be your husband or wife, but you feel like they can't hear you or see you, or one or the other, or both. And so you're crying out inside, but you don't know how to get seen. You don't know how to get your voice heard. Does this sound like anybody I'm talking to? And like I said, this can be romantic or not romantic. And sometimes we go through life and we are silently crying out. And that's why a lot of people who feel like they have nowhere else to turn, who feel like, you know what, there's nobody that will understand me. There's nobody that will understand what I'm going through. And then some people, y'all, they feel hopeless. They feel like I don't have anything else. And sometimes they feel like it's better if they're not around. But I want to say this tonight. It is not better. It is not better, y'all. I want to tell you something. I want to tell you something. When you feel like you're not heard, okay, and you don't know what to do, so tonight I'm going to help a lot of people. Y'all, we got a lot of people that signed up for my class that starts this Sunday, and it's called Your Identity Transformation. Part of the reason you don't feel heard in your relationships, whether it's romantic or non-romantic, is because you don't know how to be heard. And you might say that the other person just doesn't know, they don't understand, they ain't trying to know me. But I will say this, is that there is a way to be heard. You ever notice how if you have children, and sometimes the children will do anything to get your attention, even if it's negative. And adults do it too. They attention-seeking behavior, no, attention-seeking behavior is rooted in the idea, the philosophy that, or the psychology that I am not heard. I'm trying to get attention because I want to be either heard or seen. Some people will do things negatively to get that attention. Some people won't do anything. They just go into their shell and say, you know what? Nobody understands me. Nobody is willing to understand me. Okay. And either way, whatever course of action that a person takes, it is still detrimental to their healing. It is detrimental to their wellness, their emotional wellness. And so tonight, what I wanted to do, I wanted to give you 3 or 4 ways that you can be heard. Now, you might say to me, Coach, they don't want to listen to me. Now, do you know what I'm about to tell you? See, a lot of times it is the way that we present what it is we present. Some of us shut down. Diva said, like, that's me, I shut down. Some of us go over the top. We get triggered and we get angry and we want to argue. Some of us shut down, but either way, anything we're doing, we're not communicating effectively. And so tonight, I want to teach you how to be heard, how to get somebody to hear you and to see you. Okay? And so step 1, and I wrote this down, y'all. I wrote this down. First thing, step 1 is called the attention bridge. The attention bridge. And what I'm trying to do, what I'm going to show you what to do in the attention bridge is bridge the gap from where you are to where the person is who you want to hear you. So, because a lot of times there is a disconnect from either that person and you. That means there's a chasm. You're not communicating well. They're not hearing you. And so what we want to do is build a bridge. I call it the attention bridge. So that the other person, because at the end of the day, y'all, what you're attempting to do is to get their attention in a way that creates positive, helpful dialogue. All right? And so it is not just about the words you say, it is how you show up. And so the first thing I want you to do is this. is whenever you want to be heard, whenever you want someone to hear you, the first thing I want you to do is to ask their permission to speak with them. Now you might say, well, coach, why would I ask their permission? Because you ever notice how sometimes what we do is we just blurt out something where, such and such. I don't feel like, I don't feel like we don't do anything anymore. I don't feel like you see me or hear me. You ever do that? Yeah. And then the other person gets triggered because you're triggered. That's called transference of emotion. The other person gets triggered. And what that simply means, all intense emotion is transferable. Now, what does that mean? You ever got mad at somebody because they got mad at you? You ever got an attitude with somebody because they got an attitude with you? Yes, you have. And so the reason why, because you're transferring that energy to the other person. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I always say this. Let me say something to y'all. This is the dumbest statement I ever heard, and everybody uses it. I tell my people, do not use this statement. People say, all right, I'm gonna match your energy. You ever hear people say that? I'm gonna match your energy. I tell my people, don't ever say that. Don't ever use that terminology. You know why? Because listen to what I'm about to tell you. Please listen. Your job, when you match energy, that means you get more of the energy. Okay. So if you're angry, I'm going to match your anger. That means the anger is magnified. And when the anger is magnified, you get more of it. And so what people don't realize is when you meet that energy with that energy, what happens is that you get more of it and the energy explodes. I always tell people, listen, y'all, anger needs an off ramp. And sometimes that off ramp ends up somebody getting unalived. That off ramp it ends up you saying something, destroying a 20-year friendship or relationship. So what I tell people is you don't match energy. Your objective should be to diffuse energy. Now notice what I just said. Reason why you say you match energy is because you're triggered because they've done something or they're triggered. So what I do is I tell my people, I don't want to match energy. I want to diffuse energy. Watch this, y'all. If a person is angry with me and I'm like, well, I don't know what you're mad about. I don't know what you're mad about. You did such and such. That I'm matching their energy. And what do? They come back at me. I come back at them. Then all of a sudden, the anger needs an off ramp. One of us might go to fisticuffs. It needs an off ramp. That's why I don't want anger. So what I do, if a person says, they come at me and I say, I apologize if I've done something to offend you. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. That wasn't my intention. So what did I do? I diffuse the energy. Do you know when you diffuse energy, you take the wind out of the other person, their level will come down right where yours is? But most of us don't do it that way. Most of us don't know how to diffuse it. So when people say I match energy, don't ever say that again, y'all. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. People get unalive because people match energy. The thing you need to do, your whole objective is to diffuse energy. Because when you diffuse energy, you can be heard. When you diffuse energy, you can be seen. What's up, Millie Chime? Hey there. We need to talk this week because I got to ask you something. I watch Millie Chime, y'all. She follows our show, and then she gives all the updates. When I have time to watch social media, which I don't most of the time, I'm going to see you, Millie Chime. So, but anyway, so I want to say this to y'all. So tonight, the first thing I said was you got to create the attention bridge. The attention bridge is when you go to a person, you said, is it okay if we talk? You ask for their permission to speak. Now you might say, why do I ask for their permission to speak? Because what you're telling the person is that your time is valuable. And I value it, so I want to ask for it. Don't ever just go to a person and blurt out what you're feeling. Ask them. Anyway, once they say, yes, we can talk, yes, what they're saying is what you have to say is important too. What you're saying, I value what you, even if I don't want to hear it, okay? Even if I don't want to hear it. But once I give you permission, I have just said that what you say, what you're about to say to me is important to me. Y'all, remember what I'm saying. We're creating what we call the attention bridge. So if you feel unheard in a relationship, so the second thing is what the second thing is once you create the attention bridge and you ask the person for their permission, right? And the person says, yes, I'll give you that. The second thing you need to do is affirm the conversation, affirm the relationship, affirm where you want to go. Watch what I'm about to say. I value our relationship and I want us to be better. That was what I did. I value you as my coworker. I want us to work together better. What I'm doing is I'm setting them up psychologically, emotionally. I'm setting the table for them to hear me. And the reason why this works is because the number one need of human beings, the number one need of human beings is the need for significance. When I tell a person, I value you, I value what you do, I value our relationship, I'm giving them significance and I'm giving the relationship significance. Coach. I told somebody this recently. A lot of times, y'all, when I tell y'all something, a lot of my students, I said, listen, y'all, I'm a real coach and I'm super smart. I'm not even gonna lie to you. And when I tell you something, all you have to do is do it. Now, you might, and what your conscious mind is going to tell you is, I'm not going to do that because it ain't going to work. And the reason your conscious mind is going to tell you that because you've never done it before. Because anything that is foreign to you, your mind rejects it first. And when your mind rejects it first, so it does not accept it. And then when it won't accept it, you won't do it. Because as long as your brain does not accept it, it's okay not to do it. That's powerful, y'all. And so what I tell people is, I said, all I want you to do is try it. Just do it. Override your brain by doing it. All right. Now, once you validate it, then step 3, here's what you do. You tell the person, you use what we call the I language along with reflective listening. You tell the person, listen, you validated the relationship. Then you say, hey, sometimes in the relationship, when this happens, I don't feel heard. Sometimes when we get mad and we don't talk to each other, I don't feel heard. I don't feel seen. Sometimes when I'm attempting to get my opinion across and you talk over me, I don't feel heard. Sometimes, and notice what I'm doing. I'm identifying the behavior. I am not attacking the person. I'm identifying the behavior and telling them how I feel about it. How I feel. I'm not saying, you notice I didn't say you did this or you are this. I simply said, here's what happened when I did identify pain when you yelled at me, when you talked over me, I felt unheard. I felt disrespected. I felt dismay. I felt uncertain. I felt discarded. I felt whatever it is you feel. And y'all know, I have told you, I give all my clients a feeling list. I'm going to show it to y'all. Because a lot of times, y'all, we cannot explain what we're feeling, right? And I keep it with me in my book. Look, you see my book here that says Coach Ken right there? Right there, I got CK. And what I do, I keep this little list in there. It's a feeling list that I give to all my clients. And I tell them, identify what you're feeling. Are you feeling awkward? Are you feeling directionless? Are you feeling defensive? Are you feeling frantic, fearful? Are you feeling dismayed? I want you to identify it because most times, y'all, we only resort to anger. And the truth is, anger is a secondary emotion. Every emotion on my list leads to anger because anger, you ever notice how you get mad when you feel unheard? But the feeling is, it's not that you're mad, it's that you're feeling unheard, but because you cannot express it, because you don't know how to articulate it, because you don't know how to tap into the other person. So what you do is you get mad, you get angry. But you're angry because you're feeling discarded. You're feeling unheard. You're feeling all of the emotions that I just mentioned. But I help you identify it. And even if you don't know the emotions, y'all, even if I'm not your coach, even if you don't know the emotions, what I want you to do is go online and look up a feelings list and download one. It'll have a multitude of feelings on there that you can say, hey, this is what I'm feeling. And now when I go to the person and use I language and notice that, hey, when this happens, I feel this. Okay? I feel this. Now watch this step. This is how you get heard, y'all. This is how you get seen in a relationship. Now the other person, but watch this, because the other person has a point of view too, though. They might feel like they may say, well, you know what? The reason you don't feel unheard is because you don't listen to me. They may say that because think about it. You're not the only one that has a point of view. They have a point of view too. And so this is when step 4 comes in, what I call the reflective listening tool. The reflective listening tool, it simply says this, and I wrote this down. It says, this is how I feel, but I also want to know how you feel. I also want to know what I can do to help us come together where we both feel heard. I want to know how you feel about what it is I just said. Now, why is that important? Because now it's not me telling you something. It is us having a conversation about something. It is y'all, I often tell people the difference between communication and interrogation is the perception of the other person. The other person perceives that you ever notice how you ever been in a conversation with somebody, you ask them question 1, well, where you in? Where have you been? Okay, who are you with? What time did you get there? And you ever notice how when you ask questions back to back to back like that, the other party feels interrogated? Yeah. And so what I'm doing, I'm laying all of these steps that I've just given you, lays the platform for communication and not interrogation. And so, y'all, this is the first step to being heard in any relationship. And you can use this not just for romantic relationships. These techniques can be used in your family relationships, in your friendships, in your work relationships, y'all. Because at the end of the day, I'm a coach for relationships, not just romantic relationships, all relationships, because God put us here to be in relationship with people. That's why we love social media, y'all. We were not designed to be alone or isolated. That's why God says it was not good that man be alone. And he wasn't just talking about Eve. I mean, just a woman. He was talking about family too. Them having family. And so what it is it is not good that you be isolated in this season. And so let me say this to you. And let me say this to you. What I want you to do is I want everybody starting this Sunday, I am doing your identity transformation class, 4 weeks. I'm doing it before the first of the year. I am going to help you feel better about you. I'm going to help you do the things that are necessary to get rid of those limiting beliefs and thoughts and things. And see, when I'm up here, I don't really get to teach like I want to. But inside my academy where you're going to be coming, I get to teach. Y'all, and there are some of y'all. There are some. What's up, Sean? Yeah, that's my YouTube plaque. What's up, Sean? Um, but there are some of y'all who who want to be different. You're tired of being same old, going down the rabbit hole. You want to feel different about you. So if anybody wants to join, it's only $47 for the next 4 weeks, every Sunday. And so what I'm going to tell you how to do, whatever platform you're on, I want you to go to my bio, click on my bio, and click on my link tree. You'll see it. And the first thing that pops up, it says your identity transformation. And I've been calling everybody because we done had about 15 or 20 new people join. It's going to be about 30, 40 people there. So what I want you to do, y'all, I don't want you to be alone too. You need to meet new people who are growing just like you. You need community, y'all. And some of y'all isolated, but you don't need to be. And that's why I created this community so that people, and we got what we call love sisters. But this ain't just for women, it's for men too. So men, women, everybody. But y'all, for those of you who want to make a change in your life, feel different about you, I want you to go to my bio, click on the link tree, and click on, and you'll see your identity transformation, the first one. But if you don't see it, you can email me at coachkencanion@gmail.com, coachkencanion@gmail.com, and I will and say, hey, coach, send me the link. I'll send you the link. And I think I'm gonna go live one more time this week, maybe tomorrow, and that's it, y'all. And once you don't get in, you can't get in after Sunday. But I'm telling you, if you know you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, let's go on this ride. Let's go on this journey together. Okay. All right, y'all. That is my time. I'm out. I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. Sean, I see you. All right, y'all. Y'all take it easy. Peace.